Coming to India from the land of the free and the home of the brave, we mistakenly thought it was our duty to rescue Indian women from the confines of their male-dominated society by spreading our progressive values. We glorified America as the pinnacle of equality in the present day, so it was easy to identify flaws in India's cultural stance toward women that to us appeared to be outdated and narrow-minded. We saw veiled women as being denied their identity and assumed they weren't given a voice. The apparent absence of women in public led us to believe that they were all confined to domestic spheres. In our minds, these women wanted and needed liberation, and we were here to help them achieve it. We were well versed in the benefits of women's empowerment initiatives taking place globally in an effort to alleviate poverty. An educated woman is more likely to postpone marriage, delay childbirth, have fewer children, invest more thoroughly in her family's health, education, and overall well-being. By empowering women to take part in household and community decisions, this virtuous cycle continues across generations.
Working at a women's center in one of Jaipur's low-income neighborhoods, our task was to impart basic computer literacy skills to a group of women and girls over the course of 6 weeks. It seemed logical that these abilities would improve the likelihood of them getting a job, enable them to teach their children, and in the big picture, advance the global movement towards women's equality. Curious about what these women were wanting out of the class and what they understood empowerment to be, we interviewed them and quickly noticed a trend in their responses. They expressed that empowerment meant a woman's ability to make her own decisions and be independent.
One woman in our typing class named Nikita, age 28, is educated and possesses her BA, but continues to define herself first and foremost as a housewife. What is motivating her to further her education? She says she wants to learn computer skills in order to teach her children in the hopes of a better life for them. However, even if they go to school and graduate, will they be expected to marry, move in with their husbands, and care for their families just as she did? Will the young girls taking this class, the ones who want to be teachers, doctors, and mothers, truly be able to take control of their lives? These women can become educated, but without changing underlying values toward women and addressing their own confidence and self-worth, this societal paradigm is unlikely to change.
That said, we realize our experience has essentially been limited to one community, which can't possibly represent the reality for India's 1.2 billion citizens. Currently, the status of women in India is a tremendous contradiction. Their president is a woman, 1/3 of seats of parliament are reserved for women, they have the largest female workforce in the world, and most major banks are run by well-respected female administrators. Despite these seemingly progressive accomplishments, India also has the highest number of uneducated girls in the world. Issues such as arranged marriages, low literacy rates, malnutrition, dowries, bride burnings, and selective abortions are all real, present, and alive concerns faced by many of India's women as we speak. Although empowering women may be the first step, deep-seated historical and cultural obstacles also need to be surmounted. A collective shift in the minds and perspective of the entire society should occur, in addition to individual empowerment, in order to transform the status of women.
The contradictions exposed in the conditions of women in India led us to delve deeper into our own reality and perceptions of empowerment in the United States. Upon closer reflection, we realized that Americans are also guilty of living with inconsistencies we often overlook, and we are quick to pass judgments on others without examining our own imperfections. We assume that educated women are automatically given equal opportunities, yet wages remain disparate, and women are rarely seen in executive positions of businesses, schools, and other institutions. We always felt like we had the same rights and opportunities as men, and that with a high-quality education, perseverance, and determination, we were bound to succeed. After all, that is the prevailing theory in the United States. We are all capable of excelling in school, obtaining advanced degrees, working hard, making money, and improving the quality of our lives. Those who are unable to do so are reprimanded for simply not trying hard enough. So much value is placed on one's power over his or her own destiny that we often fail to acknowledge or question the influences of the system we are tied to.
We found ourselves face to face with the reality that we as Americans still live in a patriarchal society and that it's only been chipped away at over the years. How can we claim to be empowered and try to replicate this model elsewhere without ever challenging our own paradoxical standards? Women still have to work harder to earn respect and credibility in the workplace, and fighting against discrimination and unequal wages remains a persistent struggle. In today's world, we revere successful women in politics and business, the ones who've beaten out men at their own games. But when will we realize that the playing field needs leveling? It might not come down to wondering whether we're empowered, whether you're empowered, whether Nikita is empowered, but instead whether our communities empower us. Deeply entrenched societal expectations and gender roles all around the world need to be addressed before individual empowerment can amount to profound change of any kind. We've come a long way, but we definitely don't have all the right answers yet. Perpetually trying to adapt to a world designed by and for men isn't the answer, nor is striving for female dominance by simply tipping the scales. Rather, the ultimate goal should be one of a world that transcends gender bias and fosters true equality.